FC26 has recently been released to early access, and I had the chance to play the game for a few hours in both Ultimate Team mode and single player. And so I thought, hey, let's do a first impressions video to let you all know what should you expect from this game. I guess the most pressing question that you might be asking yourself is whether this is a significant improvement over the last year, or is it basically more of the same? So generally, I think it's more or less the same old FC game. But unlike FC25, which was way worse in my opinion than FC24, FC26 is actually the best in my opinion out of the last 3 games. In this entry to the series, they improved what was severely messed up in the last 2 games, and they also added some new tweaks. But there are typical problems with FC games still here. First of all, low variety of goals. They kinda all feel samey regardless of playing on competitive or authentic gameplay. Ball physics are also extremely balloony, the ball is just gliding in air for ages, and this is especially visible on lobs and crosses. And also gameplay lacks balance and explosiveness. On authentic gameplay, I feel like everything is too sluggish, it's too slow, too grounded in a way that is not fun for me, but on competitive setting it's just an arcade pinball mess. And I would like to have an experience that is somewhere in the middle, where this baseline is a bit slower, but there's this explosion to the movement of players. I don't know, there's a bang without making it chaotic, if you know what I mean. So if you're expecting something completely new, this is not it, okay? But it is a much better game than FC25. So the first thing you will notice when playing FC26 is that running looks much better than in previous FC games. Players no longer move so extremely disjointed between upper and lower body. There's less skating on the pitch, and the movement overall feels more grounded with better inertia. Overall movement was my biggest issue with EA football games since FIFA 23, as I couldn't stand those animations added with hypermotion. It was absolutely immersion breaking for me before, and right now it's better. Not that it's perfect, but it's better to a point that I can actually look past the running animations and enjoy different things that are quite okay in FC26. Generally, it feels like developers implemented a lot of stuff into the gameplay from modders. Authentic gameplay feels a bit like Ant James mod for FC25, which is a good thing. And it's a huge change for what's to come later. Because see, if the base, the vanilla gameplay of FC26 is better than previous games, that raises the floor of the game. And that means that modders can then improve on it, rather than trying to fix the absolute basic issues with the gameplay to make it even playable. Plus, console players who cannot use mods will have better experience, so it's a win-win. EA also seems to have improved visuals without making massive changes to the graphical engine. You will immediately see that the color palette has been enhanced. The vanilla game looks like it was touched with Reshade and LUT mods. Sharper image, colors are better, it's overall improvement on that front. Unfortunately, players still look like Fortnite characters, so yeah, aesthetically I still don't dig the graphics in FC26, and I liked it way more on early Frostbite engine entries like FIFA 17 and 18, where players actually looked like real players and not cartoon characters. Also, is it me, or is the ball really huge in this game? It's bigger than heads of many female players, so that's a little bit ridiculous. So I hope that in the future someone can make a mod to make the ball a bit smaller. Overall, I kinda like the authentic gameplay edition. It is like a preset of sliders, sure, but it also has a separate toggle for authentic features, which make the game feel more realistic than default competitive settings. Generally, I felt like authentic gameplay was a little bit too slow for my liking. So what I personally did was bumping running speed to 40. Sliders are improved as well. we have more options now to fine-tune how the game feels, which is always welcomed addition. Gameplay in competitive mode in Ultimate Team is kinda better than what I remember it being in FC25, but man, it's still the same arcade stuff. Like, it's better, yeah, because the running animations are looking better, so that basically fixes that aspect of the game. And when you play against computer, the game is more responsive, dynamic, it's kinda enjoyable then. But jump into multiplayer against player who actually seems to know what they are doing, and they will be running around your defenses like they are traffic cones. And that is because defenders are particularly slow, moving like they are stuck in a swamp. Jockey feels severely nerfed, and all while attackers are super twitchy and can easily pass defensive players, especially when they know how to use bumper modifiers. What makes it even worse is that you can do pinball passes non-stop, since there is virtually no punishment for spamming non-stop one-touch passes. Then, also competitive gameplay is super heavy box-to-box, with non-existing midfield. And the general tempo of the match is super exhausting, like to the point that I play like 2 matches against a real human opponent, and then I go to play single-player mode because it's just tiring. And I don't know, maybe it's designed for newer generations of players who are used to this high-octane, super fast dopamine spikes, with constant action on the pitch, because else maybe they get bored. For me, as an older gamer, this is too much. When it comes to UI, menus are much better, more responsive with less of the lag when switching between windows, and you can also disable animations in the menus, making them even more responsive. But unfortunately, from a technical standpoint, I have encountered quite a few bugs, especially considering that I've played only a few hours of the game. A couple of times the game froze in the menus and I had to hard close it. Then other time the ball got bugged into the net weirdly. In one online match, my controller was absolutely not responding on the pitch, but everything was fine technically with the gamepad because it was okay in the pause menu, just didn't respond during the match. So it forced me to close the game and lose the match, which was irritating. But the biggest problem that I had was that the simplified skill moves was forced on for some time. I just couldn't turn it off no matter what I did, until I found a solution, which is basically to reset the visuals window option, and then you can switch off simplified skill moves, which is kinda ridiculous. Overall, the technical part was quite irritating, and it made the game feel more like a beta rather than a finished product. And yeah, you can try to tell me that hey, it's not yet officially released, but if you really think that they will be fixing this type of bugs in the next few days before the official release, then I think you're quite naive. So these are my first impressions about FC26. Overall improvement, quite significant actually, over FC25. But yeah, there's still a lot to be desired, and overall when I'm playing the game on the authentic settings, it kind of feels dull, like after a few matches I'm kind of bored. So I will have to see how I feel after longer time spent with the game. You can expect from me review and more videos about the game for the release. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit the like button. And if you want to see more videos from me in the future, then make sure to subscribe to my channel. Anyway, that's all from me in this video. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you in the next one.